Hello folks, Typhoon Carter here, and I bring to you DPP Revival Ubers Open. This is grand finals between Evuelf and FC. So, as I said in our previous video, Evuelf had to beat Crying in the third place game, or rather losers finals, in order to walk away with some money, to make it to grand finals. And Evuelf has to win 2 best of 3s, whereas FC, coming in from winner side, only has to win 1 best of 3. So that being said, though, you know, a lot of money on the line. Not exactly a small amount of money, but at least, you know, a little over $270–$80 on the line, give or take, for first place. Whereas for, you know, second place would still get a nice decent payday, give or take. But needless to say, let's just jump right into this. So we got Darkrai lead into a Deoxys Speed lead. And this is an interesting lead matchup because of the fact that, one, this Darkrai, if it Dark Voids this Deoxys Speed here, it'll indicate that it's Scarf, whereas for Evuelf will probably just want to try to get hazards up regardless of what happens here. We're going to find out soon enough. Yep, there's the Dark Void here, and that means that Darkrai is going to have to switch out, and there's the Kyogre as the follow-up, and Deoxys Speed just trying to get early wake up here and getting unusually unlucky with that sleep turn duration, and Groudon's gonna show up, and that Water Spout just really making things a little bit hard for Evuelf, and Evuelf perhaps with Wobray perhaps, and Kyogre's got Water Spout here and just gonna get mirror coated right there. Nothing too surprising in this early game, and Giratina just gonna take out the Wobbuffet. Question is, what's the follow-up going to be? There's the Darkrai, so this is the Darkrai variant of Wobbuffet plus Rayquaza, so the last two are probably perhaps Mewtwo and then Ray. And Darkrai's got friend a huge sleep here. Question is, FC will probably want to look for an opportunity to try to get sleep off at some point, and Darkrai's got to be the only answer. And oh, that is not what FC wants to see. Sub Darkrai is going to complicate things a little bit here. Dark Pulse is there, and Darkrai now locked into Focus Blast. Would be a great time to get Rayquaza into a game here, but no, just got sub up again. Not fearing Focus Blast at all. Great play from Evuelf. And Dark Pulses once more, and again FC has to land 2 Focus Blasts in a row. Question is, will Evuelf risk this? Because Darkrai looks fantastic right now. Oh, there's the Focus Blast miss. So FC off to a terrible start. Not what you want to see, as Evuelf quickly snatches momentum back, and Mewtwo got friend at Aura Sphere here, but Calm Minds instead. And there's the Dark Pulse, as remember, Bronzong's already asleep. And Evuelf's own Mewtwo's gonna show up, and it will friend an Explosion, so this is actually a deceptively complex turn because Mewtwo on Evuelf's end being able to threaten Boom takes Mewtwo out of the equation, which actually is really good for FC here. However, one thing is that FC doesn't necessarily want to switch out because Mewtwo unboosted with Aura Sphere is not going to quite kill Darkrai, so that's just something to keep into consideration. And then for Evuelf could easily look to Ice Beam Snipe on a switch out into a Giratina Origin, so gonna be a tough turn here, and FC is going to try to play around it. Evuelf knows that and is going to punish FC for trying to make that play. Ice Beam's here, and what's FC's last? No, just gotta go into Mewtwo and risking a speed tie perhaps, but Aura Sphere will at least get the job done and will win the speed tie, avoid a self-destruct. But Ice Beam there, no crit, and EQ is going to actually just flat out kill the Mewtwo. So that's Rock Polish Groudon putting in overtime, and Dialga will... Oh no, that's a Spadef Dialga, and that's just gonna go down. And I think, yeah, game's over. Fire Punch is gonna get the job done here, and FC is going to lose this game 1. Evuelf's going to win this game 1, and Evuelf is on match point to reset the bracket. So nicely executed from Evuelf, being able to get rid of that Kyogre early, ensure Sun stays up for rest of the game. And one thing I will say is that Evuelf played that Mewtwo turn, that Mewtwo on Mewtwo turn, like fantastically, knowing that FC had to respect a possible self-destruct from Mewtwo and tried to go to Giratina Origin to play around this, but being able to make that Ice Beam click was like very good too. Although I think Ice Beam may have not necessarily KO'd Mewtwo like +1 Ice Beam may have not KO'd, so I think that was actually a relatively safe risk for Evuelf to take. And then I think for FC, probably just respected the boom a little bit too much, and that really turned the tides of the game around. Although, that being said, if Evuelf's last was in fact Rayquaza, then that Mewtwo could have also easily been taken out. So, you know, just a lot of things that could have gone the other... A lot of things that could have swung, and then, you know, Evuelf making that double sub. If FC stayed in the first time to land that Focus Blast, you know, like lots of things that could have played out differently. But needless to say, we got game 2 though. And here we are, game 2, match point for Evuelf. Again, if FC loses this, does not lose the tournament just yet. And Evuelf will have to win one more best of 3. So let's jump right in here. Tyranitar lead into a Kyogre lead. Sand is gonna be up because Ogre is faster, and then Tyranitar might be Sash, might be a bazillion things. I just got Calm Mind here. Stealth Rock's here. This might be Lefty's Water Spell. I know Evuelf's ran that a few times before, but no, just got Surf here. Got Payback here, gonna do decent amounts of damage, and that Focus Sash is gonna get popped. Probably gonna look to get that Ice Beam off to stuff any potential Dragon coming in. FC's follow-up's gonna be Latios, and Draco Meteor will drop it even at +1. And oh, there's the Calm Mind from FC. And Bronzong could friend an explosion here, but may look to just get rocks up. Thunder's gonna do 64%, so that's 70% in Sand. FC does have to land this twice. And Evo's just gonna come in here and oh, just gonna get sniped by Draco Meteor. Impressive all things considered, because Garchomp does have Sand Veil, so you know that like 90% accurate Draco Meteor is actually a little bit lower. And Darkrai is gonna show up, gonna be able to get a Dark Void off, and Dialga on FC's end looks to be the answer. Might be Sleep Talk Scarf based on FC making that decision, and Darkrai is gonna have to switch up, try to play around this. What's it gonna roll though? And it's gonna roll Draco Meteor. Actually not gonna quite kill, but Dialga has to switch out due to Sleep Talk mechanics being a little bit messed up. And Kyogre will come in here and gotta eat a Payback, but this Kyogre might be Lumberry, might be Specs. We don't know for sure. Oh, huge Thunder though. But Palkia's gonna live that, and oh, it's Wackenberry Kyogre, so yeah, that is ran sometimes on Kyogre, especially for the mirror match, and because Thunder is such a common coverage move used, and Groudon is going to take that Kyogre out. And what's the game state looking like? This Darkrai actually looks really nasty for FC to deal with, because even if you get rid of Groudon, the issue here is that you can't exactly try to set up on this Groudon. Groudon can just instantly take you out of the game with Dragon Claw. So for FC, this is a bit of a precarious spot. Yeah, there's the Dragon Claw here. FC trying to catch a choke, but yeah, not happening today. Mewtwo's gonna show up, and there's the Darkrai answer, but you are gonna have to keep this Mewtwo relatively healthy. Ice Beam's there. If that Kyogre... Oh, gonna get frozen. Not what Evuelf wants to see. And Dialga's gonna swap in, interestingly enough. That might be a stall 2, which might have been why FC made that... Wait, why switch out there? Yeah, a little bit perplexing, I think, for a few reasons. Like, one, like, that Mewtwo looks so good there. Like, yeah, you can play for the risk, but Groudon's gonna show up here, and Dialga is going to Dragon Pulse here. Not gonna quite KO the Groudon, which is not ideal, because it's just gonna get EQ'd there. Gotta get taken out of the game, so there goes one form of speed control gone. Groudon's gonna show up here, and oh, this might be Double Dance Groudon. EQ's here. Yep, there's the Double Dance. Gonna take a lot here, but that Darkrai on Evuelf's end could also be Scarf if that was not Scarf Chomp. Yep, it is Scarf Darkrai, and that is not what FC wants to see. Dark Pulse is here to gotta get the job done, and Evuelf is going to win the first best of 3 and going to force a bracket reset here. Nicely played from Evuelf here, but But yeah, that kind of makes sense looking back at it. If this since this Darkrai was Choice Scarf, what I surmise is that this Garchomp was probably either Subsalic or a CB Chomp. Those are like two possible angles I could see. Like if you CB Chomp is like if you want like a really hard hitting dragon with like Choice Band to like break stuff, but Subsalic's also viable too. And yeah, just like nicely played from Evuelf. And now Evuelf, continuing his fantastic losers bracket run, only has to win one more best of 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got reset here. So yeah, this is gonna be recorded in one sitting, but they played this series a couple days, like, you know, almost a whole week later, give or take. But again, just a reminder, everybody, that this is now truly winner takes all. So whoever wins this best of 3 will truly win the entire tournament. And regardless, it's been a fantastic run for both players. Question is, how will FC respond in this Grand Finals bracket reset? You just got 2-0, so what's the mindset going into that? And I think for Evuelf, it's like you got all the momentum in the world right now. But regardless, still, enough said. Let's just go right into this. So game 1 of Grand Finals reset here. 4-y lead in a Kyogre lead. And Water Spout's there, and that is a Focus Sash. Probably gonna get exploded on. And no, just got Toxic Spike instead. Giratina's gonna show up here, and oh man, that might be Scarf. That's, I mean, if you're running Sash 4, usually what happens here is that Kyogre's Water Spouts, and then what typically happens is that you just explode on this Kyogre, and then that way you can send Groudon out, ensure that Sun is the permanent weather condition for the rest of this game. But interesting decision from FC to just take the T-Spikes here. And Water Spout just got high roll there, and that Giratina is off and gone. Blissey's gonna show up here, but yeah, not a great spot to be in if you're FC, because yeah, you have the T-Spikes, which will temporarily stop the bleeding, or at least make it bleed a little less, but Specs boosted Surf, so still got hit like a truck. This also tells me that FC may or may not have a Blissey. I wouldn't rule it out just yet. This could be Eclipse from FC that he's bringing this early into the game. Yeah, so like that means the last 2 is Blissey and Cresselia. Bliss on Evuelf's end's gonna show up here, and Thunder's here. Thunder's going to deal no small amount of damage, but that's Scarf Thunder for you. And Groudon's gonna show up here. Blissey's gonna heal up. Giratina Origin's gonna show up here, going to dodge the EQ perhaps, but gonna get Lava Plumed instead. Gonna get the burn too. So Evuelf probably a little bit annoyed by that, and go Scarm and gotta catch the Blissey switch. Yeah, the last has to be Crest here, and this is very much an Eclipse variation. Spikes are gonna show up here. That 4 might have not had Explosion, but yeah, I feel like you wouldn't run Sash 4 unless you had that packing. But Giratina gonna be down 5% health, gonna be able to be used as a potential sack fodder later. And Spikes are gonna pop up here. What's the next move going to be? Groudon's gonna show up, gonna eat all this damage up. Probably might get Whirlwinded, but nope. Every layer of hazards except for T-Spikes has been thrown out on the field for Evuelf. Giratina's gonna be sacked here, and oh, nice double there. Lizzie's gonna show up here. Scarm might have Taunt, might not have it. Yep, there's the Taunt. If it's not Taunt, it's usually running Toxic. Evuelf has got alternated between that a little bit in this series. Yep, there's the Crest as a last. Crest will friend a Himparr Fire for what it's worth. But go get T-Waved instead. Yeah, nice. Good move from FC, but this Kyogre is still kind of a headache. Ice Beam's here. I mean, the issue here now is that Blissey is good as gone. There's the Hydro Pump there. Just gotta take the Crest out flat out. And Dialga is going to be the revenge killer. Even with the Kyogre out of the picture, it's like damage is already done. And goes Groudon there trying to catch a switch out, and will get exactly what he's looking for here. And Groudon FC's end's gonna do a decent amount of damage. Oh, there's a Swords Dance that might do over... Oh, if it's Double Dance Groudon, then FC is in a lot of trouble here. EQ's there, and Scarf Dialga should be able to revenge it, but don't rule out Healing Wish perhaps in the back for Evuelf. That's also a possible factor too. And Dialga going to Dragon Pulse there. Again, it can only come in one more time. Could get full parrot there, but nearly dead, but could get a roost up here. Oh, gets full parrot again. Not exactly what you want to see here. But Blissey should be able to come in and eat this up at the very least. And we'll at least be able to force Dialga to exit the game. And Groudon's going to show up here. S-Toss is here. And you could go Kyogre here to use as a sack piece. But no, go use the Groudon as a sack piece instead. I suppose that makes enough sense. And that Groudon is faster, so nicely done from Evuelf calcing that out, that damage out, and then now it's just Scarf Dialga versus the world, which is not exactly something you want to hear. A Draco crits, you're gonna have to string together consecutive Draco crits here to get out of this. Not gonna happen, and that Dialga is gonna be taken out, and Evuelf now on match point. So Evuelf has a chance of potentially winning this entire tournament and completing the losers bracket run. Oh my, great execution there from Evuelf, and for FC, probably regrets not exploding that fortress turn 1 if it had it, because again, I feel like you wouldn't run Focus Sash otherwise. But needless to say though, you know, nicely good execution from Evuelf's end to punish that. The Giratina high roll was a little bit unfortunate for FC, but regardless though, we must go into game 2. So Evuelf on match point here. FC back against the wall. Deoxys attack goes show up, and Darkrai is going to show up here. And this lead matchup here, Darkrai again could get a Dark Void off, but of course there's odds of this missing, whereas for Deoxys attack, could just go for a Signal Beam and try to play for miss. But you know, few ways you could play this, but we're going to find out what's it going to be. Dialga's going to show up here, so FC not risking the Dark Void, or risking the potential Scarf, and Dialga's going to pop a Dragon Pulse there. And Dialga's going to be forced to swap out, so that's kind of one of the downsides of running Sleep Talk on Choice Scarfers as your counterplay. Of course, sleep is always a controversial topic in competitive mons, but Darkrai tries to taunt there, prevent Groudon from doing anything too crazy, but Groudon will take it out with EQ, and Evuelf's own Groudon's going to show up, might get Rocks up here, and could get a T-Wave off too, but Psycho Boost on FC's end is going to show up. Gonna get T-Wave there. I would probably just get Spikes up here and then Extreme Speed. Yep, there's a Spike. Oh, trying to sub up here, try to catch a choke, and FC could still try to break this sub with E-Speed. Should do enough damage, and interesting. Roos is up here trying to play around that, so Psycho Boost actually got break it again. Does this not have E-Speed? Psycho Boost again, and finally it is not gonna break, but yeah, not a good spot to be in if you are Evuelf. Or sorry, if you're FC. No, Evuelf's in a fantastic position, sorry. I had to correct myself there, but yeah, I think Deoxys is also a Psycho Boost, and yep, there's the Giratina. This is almost untenable. Hard to come back from this situation. Brave Bird's here. Again, like this hole is almost certainly faster than a Giratina, and oh no, it's actually a 306 Giratina from the looks of it. And got at least get rid of that, but damage is already done. This Darkrai will be able to friend to sleep here, and Groudon is going to be used as a sleep sack. And Groudon's probably going to swap out here. Yep, there's the Dialga as the soft Darkrai check. If it has Focus Blast, which it may or may not. Oh man. Groudon's going to be sacked here. Interesting. So it was Dark Pulse revealed, and Palkia is... That might be a Scarf Palk. Draco Meteor's there. Yeah, you would never run that unless you're Scarf. And Ho is going to show up here, and Ho going to be able to get a sub up perhaps. But just going to go for Sacred Fire, try to fish for Burn. Instead, going to get T-Waved on. FC now has a chance to try to take this game back, but Stealth Rock's there. Oh. No, I think that T-Wave actually works against FC for a couple reasons, because one, this Ho-Oh now can just spread burns like it's nothing, and then Darkrai can't even try to sleep it. You better have Roar of some kind, because this Ho-Oh can still run you over, even when it's parrot. Oh, huge Sacred Fire missed there. 24%. Oh, gets parrot again, and Ho-Oh could try to sneak a sub in there. Rayquaza is good. Try to enter into the game, and FC catch a huge break. FC's gonna try to sub up here. Sacred Fire's here, gonna break the sub. FC once again try to play for hacks, but Ho-Oh's going to roost up and probably gonna get an SD off. Got DD up here, and this better be Yachi or something. I think FC has ran something like this before. Ice Beam's here. And Scarf Palk can revenge this, which I think based on how Evuelf's played this, I'm inclined to think that's the case. I mean, if you're running sub, you're missing a move here, and Draco's there is going to take that out, but Darkrai will get a free setup opportunity. And Dialga is probably going to be used as the sleep sack, but FC knows that Evuelf is trying to get a sleep sack off, but oh my, Nasty Plot's here. Early wake up there, kind of not what FC wanted to see there. That's actually a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, rough stuff. And Dark Pulse is here. Okay, no instant wake up. But that Palkia could actually close things out on 1% health. Outrage is there. That might actually be enough to get rid of this Dialga on FC's end, because it's usual. But no, it actually does not get the job done here. Instead, did not click Sleep Talk, trying to bank on a wake up there. And Palkia is now confused. It now comes down to Groudon doing enough to his Ho-Oh, and Dragon Claw is there, so the Palkia actually does hit itself. But the issue now is that Ho-Oh can actually stall this out. Full gets one full pair. FC needs one more to force the game free. No, just gonna get roosted back up, so you're back to square one. You gotta chain a couple of these together. Roost again, and now Evuelf can try to go for a Sacred Fire, and a Sacred Fire burn will almost all but kill the game. Sacred Fire is there, gets the burn. Game's over. Groudon's on a permanent timer, and Evuelf is your DPP Revival Ubers winner. So congratulations to Evuelf taking home first place in DPP Revival Ubers Open. Fantastic run from Evuelf throughout this entire tournament. I was impressed from start to finish. And FC also a fantastic run, finishing as the runner-up in this tournament. So, you know, great stuff from both players. And I'm going to take a minute to kind of do my usual closing remarks for this tournament. I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in to, you know, watch this tournament, or like the coverage of this tournament throughout, from start to finish these last couple months. And, you know, because again, when you guys view it, you know, we can, you know, make get some money, and then we can use that to fund tournaments for Revival and whatnot. But that also, that being said though, I'd like to thank Fair for kind of helping me throughout this entire thing. VZR and Mint also for kind of getting us started on this project, and KF Lawless for actually chipping in for a couple videos, helping take some of the workload off my shoulders. And most importantly, thank you to you, the viewers, for tuning in. As for what's next for this channel, DPP Revival Invitational, so you know, the DVOU Invitational that we had, coverage for that is going to be going up in a couple days, so we're going to be moving pretty fast here, and we're going to have a lot more guest commentators, you know, including the likes of PDC coming back, maybe a new face or two too. But that being said though, if you guys enjoyed these videos, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys for DPP Revival or Invitational, and I'll see you guys next time.